What's up, everyone? So over the course of this last month or maybe month and a half, I have recorded most of my experiences with the Dynamic Discs family, all ranging from Eric McCabe picking me up from the airport to picking out discs to playing my first round with him and Anthony trying out discs for the first time. So I made this video and I'm going to stop in between and maybe go into detail about some things, but just wanted to show you how fun this experience has been for me so far. And yeah, so to start off, the beginning of this video, I haven't been on an airplane for a while, so was kind of stressed out to get on an airplane to fly from Colorado to Kansas, but it was an experience and I'm so happy I did it because obviously it's how I got to where I am now. So Colton and I, at the beginning of this video, this is the first time we had been apart. Like, we've been together every single day for the past, 2 years. So it's crazy that, through this experience with me being with Dynamic Discs, I didn't see him. So that was a first for us for a while. So let's get started. Made it to Wichita. Excited for this new chapter. Taking you guys with me. So we're gonna stop right here with Eric McCabe showing me the Dynamic Discs headquarters. It's not only just a warehouse full of discs and fun other stuff. It has, you enter into this area that's supposed to be like their lobby area, but they have taps for people who drink. I do not drink. So they have these things called Thirsty Thursdays where a bunch of their employees and maybe some other people show up and they all hang out and either watch disc golf or hang out. And it's really cool that they really bring together all of their employees and everybody in the company to do stuff outside of just working. So it's the headquarters. It's not just a warehouse. They have a lot going on and their office space is insane. So if you get a chance to walk through it during the Dynamic Disc Open or maybe Worlds, it's pretty cool. So this was my first time meeting Anthony, who is DG Weekly, and then Jacob and Danny, and Gabe, one of our other team managers other than Eric McCabe, who works with the team as well. And it was super cool because these are the guys I'm going to be working with, going and doing disc reviews and course rounds. And Anthony was actually someone who Eric and I walked Jones East with when I first started throwing some of my first discs and seeing the first flights of some molds. And so yeah, it was really cool getting introduced to them because I'm going to be working with them a lot this season. And of course, these next 4 years. Before I get into the next part of this video, it was amazing showing up and of course seeing Jeremy. I've spoken to Jeremy Rusko a lot in the past, just not spoken to conversation wise, but I've met him before and any interaction I've had with him has been very candid and he's been very genuine and sitting there signing everything. You can see at the end of that video that of course I sped up. I just have the biggest smile. I'm cheesing so hard. Obviously I'm so excited for this journey with Dynamic Discs, and to have Jeremy and Eric McCabe just so excited to have me on the team was just really, really cool. And yeah, super stoked to be working with Jeremy Rusko.
You guys are here. We are the Pain Rangers, and so you definitely will see some pain today. Disc golf has taken the world. This is
These guys called the Pain Rankers showed up to the Dynamic Discs warehouse, and what they do silly things to see how much pain they can get into, and one of those things just happened to be getting hit by discs. So they actually came out with a video. You can go to their YouTube channel called Pain Rankers, and it's literally me and Eric McCabe running around in a field throwing EMAC judges at them. And then this next clip you'll see, it's just, I don't know why people do this, but obviously for the views. Anthony, filming one of our first, bag rounds, figuring out some plastic that I like and figuring out some flights. Super excited. So this was my first round, like I said earlier in this video, playing with new molds, seeing different flights. You can actually go check out this round on the Dynamic Discs YouTube channel. Eric and I walk through some molds and he has me try out some different things and he explains to me some different flights. So super thankful to have him there to walk me through their molds and also learning their plastic types. It took a second to get used to calling them different names, and I've definitely gotten a lot better at that. At this time, I was using, I believe, the Paratrooper bag. It's one of their bigger bags, but I ended up going with their Mission Rig hand-eye bag. I really like the comfort, and the back padding is more my style. It's a little bit more supportive. I do really like their Ranger bag, but I felt like the Mission Rig had more room for all the other stuff I'm gonna do. So checked it out at first, but yeah, go check out that Dynamic Discs round, my first round with them. Lots of knowledgeable stuff in there. So this little part of the video was from a casual round that Eric, Denise, and I went out and played at Peter Pan Park. And what's really cool about this is Denise and I used to play together competitively back in my amateur days. And I think maybe back when I first started getting into the FPO scene, we started playing together, but she was someone that I was super intimidated by because she had a great putt. She still has a great putt. I see her bang some putts all the time. And I love Denise, and we've always been really close, and so that's kind of how my relationship started with Eric McCabe. Was I was close to Denise, and we always talked online, and then my mom's name is Denise, so LOL, but connected with her and then connected with Eric later on, and then obviously last year connected with him about joining Team Dynamic Discs on a very casual level when I wasn't really thinking of leaving Innova at all at the time, and then later down the road when I started looking at contracts, I reached back out. But yeah, my first real practice round with them at Peter Pan Park was a lot of fun. I started loving the Fusion Escape. That's one that I've been throwing a lot, and I did a touch forehand with Kristen Tatar's Gold X Pure on this round and was like, dang, it's gonna be a great hyzer flip disc for a forehand. So really fell in love with some discs during this round, especially the Grace, and yeah, so lots of fun and always love hanging out with their pups. I just received my first package from Dynamic Discs, actually 2 of them. I think one of them actually has some bags and then the other one has some discs to try out, so super excited. I'm going to show you what I got. So what's cool about getting my first shipment was seeing all the new discs, seeing the new plastics, and something that I did right off the bat was put them in a bag and rode my electric scooter to the field nearby, did a lot of field work, kind of seeing some flights. Obviously, I was in Colorado, and the elevation is much higher, 5280, and the discs fly more overstable there. So that's fine because I grew up in Colorado and I just have to throw them harder. That's actually how I feel like I got my power growing up playing disc golf, was throwing at elevation, you have to throw harder, and I feel like that's how I got my distance. Anyways, figured out some discs. I'll probably share maybe some of those later on, and fell in love with the Grace and the Vandal. Those are some that I'm really digging, and it was cool getting that little chocolate truth as well, because Emporia, they have a chocolate shop where you can go and actually get that truth in chocolate version. So I ate that within a few days. Don't judge me. Anyways, let's get back to it. This was my second trip out to Emporia. This was when we started getting ready to film the super awesome announcement video that you all got to see on the helicopter. This stamp is something that I will be releasing soon. I guess this is a debut of my Ouroboros stamp. This is something that we'll be coming out with in the next few weeks, maybe sooner, but this is a little tease at this sweet stamp that we're putting out. But yeah, it's on a few different molds, and I can't wait to share all the really sick stamps I'll be coming out with this year, because I get a little bit more creative freedom with Dynamic Discs, and I'm going to be coming out with so many cool customs, so stay tuned. So the helicopter experience, man, I was nervous. I am scared of heights, so it was something different. I don't know if I'd consider it a bucket list thing to do, but definitely something that I can say I've done in my life. And you know, this was Jeremy's idea. For my announcement video, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I just knew that, you know, I wanted Eric to be a part of it because obviously he got me on Team Dynamic Discs. He's the one who saw my value, but Jeremy was like, you know, let's go all out. I want to get a helicopter. And that was like, what? So I think it's one of the coolest announcement videos out there. Shout out to the GK Pro team. Shout out to Reese. He put the work in. And obviously, you know, shout out to Dynamic Discs. They keep on doing things that nobody else has done before, and that was one of them. So what a cool experience for Rick and myself. And, you know, while we were in the helicopter, you can actually see a part of that video. You can always go back and look also, but we got to fly over both Emporia Country Club and Jones East and West, and that was really cool to see everything from above, and it just seemed so small from all the way up. So really cool experience, and yeah, super sweet. So that is it. Those last few clips were actually from the third trip I forgot to put the little video of Colton and I in the plane together. He got to go with me for that third and final trip to Emporia when everything was announced. You know, we got to debut the announcement videos of both mine and then Ricky's the next day. What a cool experience. Shout out to any and everyone who got either a Warrior Son Dimax disc or one of my commemorative, you know, welcome to the team discs on the Vandals. Those were really cool, and the support was insane. I got to sign so many discs that day, and I even got a few messages from some friends on some of those orders. So it was really sweet. And then the press conference, that's something that I have never seen before when people join a team. So that was definitely different, maybe a little nerve-wracking, but Disc Golf Pro Tour always does their press conferences for the Disc Golf Network. If you're not already subscribed to the Disc Golf Network, do it. That's where you're going to see me play this year. I hope to be on, not hope to, I will be on some lead cards this year. I'm so excited to throw my plastic in competition. And, you know, if you guys ever have any questions about what I'm throwing, I'm going to be putting out in the bag here in the next month or two. You know, stay tuned for all that. Thank you guys for tuning in for this behind the scenes video from my trips to Emporia. So excited to see where this partnership takes us, and I'm already feeling the love from the Trilogy family. So thank you guys.